Today, I want to talk about how the shorts are terrified of what's going to happen over the next few weeks and the next few months. I want to explain how the shorts are trying to change the political landscape that keeps them in power. So stay tuned and let's make some money. Later in the video, I want to go through the two back-to-back trades we had in the Millionaire Mindset Trading Group for 63% and 51% after that. But now I want to dive straight in with the key information. So, I don't want this video to be a political video talking about different political parties and which one I think is best. I want to keep this video solely focused on the short sellers and what the short sellers are trying to do. Now, if you've been on the internet over the last few weeks, I'm sure you'll know what recently happened or almost happened to this person. I'm going to try and avoid using names in the video again so the video doesn't get demonetized for political speech. Now, what you may not know is the person involved with this guy went by this following name. Now, the interesting thing about this guy is actually an ex-hedge fund employee, or specifically an ex-institutional employee that used to work for BlackRock. Here he was featured in a 2022 advert advertising BlackRock. And that's effectively been self-proven because BlackRock actually delisted and pulled that 22 advert from the public eye. It's been quite obvious for some time now that these hedge funds really don't want this guy regaining power in the next election. I'm sure all of you will remember this video where he spoke about specifically Ken Griffin, who is always hiding his money.
Ken Griffin, Citadel, what a guy he is. Where are you, Ken? Where the hell is he? He's trying to hide some of his money. Look, he doesn't want to stand up. Where the hell is Ken? See, Steve, you'll stand, and he's very quiet about it. He's in here someplace. He just doesn't want to stand.
I think the hedge funds and the institutions know that if he is re-voted president in the upcoming elections, there will be some massive changes, and they won't be able to continue getting away with the crimes that they currently get away with. Especially as the CEO of DJT, which is Trump's media corporation, has previously blasted Citadel Securities personally for illegal synthetic shorting. He actually wrote to Nasdaq's CEO claiming that stocks in his company or shares in his company had fallen foul of naked short selling. So it'll be very interesting to see what does happen over the next few months if he does regain presidency and what kind of changes would happen. But as I said, I don't want this video to be a political video, so let's talk more specifically about GameStop and the options that have just been purchased again. So as of this week, it seems that GameStop is getting even more blocks of 5,000 call options at a time for the 19th of July $30 calls. Now again, last week I spoke about more of these options being purchased, and it seems that even more are still being purchased this week as well. Liquidity tweets saying that Roaring Kitty just bought 7,000 more $30 calls for GameStop, now with a total open interest on this chain of 66,000 call options. Now he's also added asking, does Roaring Kitty know something that we don't? Now again, I do also want to add that this is so far just speculation that it's Roaring Kitty purchasing these options. He hasn't yet posted an account update. But I do think that based on GameStop's current position, the Roaring Kitty will soon be tweeting some more tweets and posting some more position updates. So since May, GameStop has been trading in this bullish wedge. This is something I touched on my video last week as well. And we're now breaking upwards outside of this bullish wedge, pushing above $26, that level we closed above on Friday, now pushing higher to 27, 28, and above 29 in the after hours today as well. So far we have some resistance at $30, $31, and $32. This line I've marked here, but over that line, things start getting very crazy very quickly. As you can see over this $32 level, there's not that much strong support between $40, $50, and $60 and above. So if GameStop continues pushing over this $30, $31, $32 level, we're likely going to see more GameStop fireworks, which could be encouraged on by Roaring Kitty posting positions and tweeting more tweets. Again, something I spoke on and speculated in my previous video last week about Roaring Kitty tweeting again, or maybe with another live stream, as he has those additional 2 privated videos. Again, so far, Ortex hasn't updated his position since just over a month ago on June 13th. Technically, we know his position has changed slightly with the addition of 9 million Chewy shares. So it will be very interesting to see what his next position update looks like with the inclusion of potentially both GameStop and Chewy shares and options. As I touched on earlier in the video, today we had two back-to-back 50% plus gainers that were alerted in the Millionaire Mindset trading group before the breakout happened. You can see here in the morning, I said that Silo is the second stock I'm watching. It released news not long ago, and I'm waiting for the breakout of $1.67, and that's where I'm setting my price alerts. I also alerted when I'd bought Silo at $1.67 and then gave continual updates throughout the day as it ran 50% and higher. Now, I also gave those same alerts in TKLF before the breakout happened, but I don't want to spend too long showing you the alerts. I want to show you the results. So today, Jack made over $800 on TKLF alone. Arif made over $3,700 between both Silo and TKLF. Harhan made 22% on TKLF and took two trades separately on Silo for 13% gains and another for 15% gains as well. So guys, if you want these kind of daily gains, be sure to join the Millionaire Mindset trading group using the link in the description below. Now, Griffin has also tweeted about the former hedge fund trader that's just been sentenced to actual prison time for his role in a stock manipulation scheme. Now, this isn't a news article from 20, 30 or 50 years ago. It's not a news article from a different country. It's actually a US news article from a few days ago, July 15th. So it says Colin and a co-defendant were also ordered to pay a combination total of more than $215 million in restitution. And he was sentenced, this former trader, for a group of hedge funds, sentenced to 3.5 years in federal prison. Now, this trader participated in a scheme that manipulated penny stock prices in order to inflate that hedge fund's reported profits. Now, this is really interesting because he's effectively inflating long profits or inflating short profits by artificially pushing the price up or down to improve that hedge fund's profits. In turn, that fraud generated millions of dollars in additional management and performance fees and caused investors to lose more than $215 million when the funds inevitably collapsed. Now, that's super interesting and there's tons to unpack there. He's effectively artificially manipulating prices up or down, and when all was said and done at the end of it, the hedge funds did collapse. So this basically already spells the end game for these hedge funds, which is their inevitable collapse when the penny stock fraud ends. Or more specifically, when the AMC and GameStop fraud of pushing the price down comes to its end. And it also explains the reason as to why they did this as well, effectively to generate additional profits in management and performance fees that can be paid out to the individual employees and owners, effectively taken from the investors. Again, causing millions in losses, not just to retail investors, but also to investors in their own hedge funds for the benefit of few. Now, going more in depth, this guy managed 8 hedge funds and admitted to overseeing the purchase of billions of shares of US-based penny stocks, which were then traded using manipulative practices to obviously artificially inflate, in this instance, the prices. The practices included cross-trading, which fraudulently inflates the value of the stocks and in turn the value of the fund of funds. Again, I'm sure there's ways to artificially deflate the value of certain stocks, like synthetic short selling. It's super interesting. This article explains exactly what the big guys are doing, just on a smaller inverse scale. Now, finally, Frank's Place has tweeted saying that it doesn't go away if illicit short selling is ignored or just denied. Saying beginning in 2009, out of around 5,000 complaints about naked short selling, just 123 were sent for additional examination between 2007 and 2008. And furthermore, the only reason these 123 complaints were passed along for additional examination is because companies were already the subject of additional enforcement actions. And in total, there was actually no enforcement actions or changes or fines or prison time taken in response to any of the 5,000 complaints. How crazy is that even since as far back as 2007, synthetic short selling is just blatantly straight up ignored by the SEC. These are the kind of changes I think we need, and if they come as a result of this guy here, I think that's a good thing. Again, as I said, this video isn't a political video. I just want what's best for AMC and for GameStop. So guys, be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always guys, be sure to ding that notification bell, because that way you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. Cheers.